Well, hi YouTubers. Okay, I am back with the Physics by 100 books. Okay. Oh, new T-shirt. Okay, yes, Portugal the Man. I'm a fan of watching this on Twitter. Yes, cliche. I know, but I can't help it. I love the band. I saw them the other week at Kentish Town. Okay. Anyway, talk about Portugal the Man because even though I love them, P.D. James' Death Comes to Pemberley. P.D. James has recreated the world of Jane Austen magnificently. Let me read the blurb on the back. The year is 1803. And Darcy and Elizabeth have been married for 6 years. They are now two handsome and healthy sons in the Pemberley nursery. Elizabeth's beloved sister Jane and her husband, being they live within 17 miles, the ordered and secure life of Pemberley seems unassailable, and Elizabeth's happiness in a marriage is complete. But their peace is threatened, and old sins and misunderstandings are rekindled on the eve of the annual autumn ball. The Darcys and their guests are preparing to retire for the night, when a chaise appears, walking down the path from Pemberley wild woodland, and as it pulls up, Lydia Wickham, an uninvited guest, tumbles out screaming that her husband has been murdered. So, Wickham the cad is... Okay, actually not there. Okay, I'm going to spoil this book because it came out a couple of years ago, so I can. Okay, spoilers. Okay, so Wickham is not dead. Denny is dead. He's also in Pride and Prejudice, and it's been 6 years since the events of, Wickham's sort of attempted seduction of Darcy's sister. Okay, so... Right, this book starts out well. Set up the world of Pemberley and the marriage between Elizabeth and Darcy, or Fitzwilliam Darcy. One thing is this, more than one character in this book has a name Fitzwilliam. There's Colonel Fitzwilliam, there's Fitzwilliam Darcy, and there's their son, also Fitzwilliam. So it gets a little bit, okay, so he's just known as Darcy throughout the book. Okay, he's probably just save our sanity, which is a good thing. So, never had any P.D. James before, by the way, and yeah, it's good, it's good. Little bits here that made me smile, okay, there you go. This is page 50, and this is from Elizabeth's point of view. It goes back and forth between Elizabeth and Darcy. Here you go. It was an enchantment she had never known. It still surprised her that between Darcy's first insulting proposal and his second successful and penitent question for her love, they had been together in private for less than half an hour. The time when she and the Gardinas were visiting Pemberley, and he unexpectedly returned, and they walked together in the gardens, and the following day when he rode over to the Lambton Inn, where she was staying, to discover her in tears, holding Jane's letter with news of Lydia's elopement. It quickly left within minutes, and she had thought never to see him again. But this was fiction. Even the most brilliant novelist contrive to make it credible. The short period in which pride had been subdued and prejudice overcome. Yeah, clever. P.D. James, that's a clever little line. Okay, that is just the kind of thing. So, okay. This is to do with a lady who lives in the forest with her dying brother, who gets knocked up by Wickham. Okay, spoiler territory here, obviously. And in this kind of argument between Denny and Wickham, the dying brother kills Denny, thinking it was Wickham. Yeah, I just spoiled that. So the rest of it is a trial, and it goes to court, and yeah, some nice little touchy moments, but there's a few things I did not like about this book. The whole idea is, okay, fine, I get it, it's set in the times, obviously it's 1803, but the child, to save the mother's reputation, because she's due to marry another, she will have to be separated from her child forever, which, yes, is realistic, but it doesn't make it any less cruel. And one thing I did not like about this book is the fact that they had some Pride and Prejudice kind of touched upon, but they never really explored. You have Lydia Wickham, okay, who's hysterical over her husband, obviously being arrested. However, of course, she cares more about her trunks than her husband. You see, never from her point of view, okay? As she is in Pride and Prejudice, she's frivolous and she's airheaded, and that her character development is practically non-existent, okay? The only of the other Bennet sisters, okay, who gets a mention is Mary, but she is mentioned but not seen. May Bennet is the one who basically was the unloved one in Pride and Prejudice, who at this point has married a clergyman and is very, very happy, but her husband appears, okay, but not the sister. No, because who cares about May Bennet, okay? And the other two, no, they don't appear at all. Okay. Yeah, exactly. exactly. The only Bennet parent you see is Mr. Bennet, not Mrs. Bennet, because, you know, no one likes Mrs. Bennet. Exactly. It sounds kind of, you had this opportunity to show these characters over time. It even says on the back, okay, two handsome and healthy sons, and we never see the children. We never see them. We never see how things are impacting on them. They are seen but not heard. They're heard of but never seen. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it goes, and the thing is, it goes, maybe it's because it's between the different point of views, but there seems no real connection between Elizabeth and Darcy. It seemed a little bit forced and contrived. And this is a bit of Georgiana, who Wickham tried to do several years earlier. This is when everyone's being interviewed, and essentially is, oh, no, we have to interview the ladies now, okay? Ignore him. Georgiana turned to Darcy. You need no anxiety. Please don't ask me to leave. I wish to be of use to Elizabeth, and I hope I can be. I cannot see that there is any impropriety in that. It's when Austen, is investigating, intervened. Forgive me, sir, but I feel I must speak. You discuss what Miss Darcy should do as if she were a child. We've entered the 19th century. We do not need to be a disciple of Mrs. Walliscroft to feel a woman should be denied a voice in a matter that concerns them. It is some centuries since we accepted that a woman has a soul. It is not time that we accepted that a woman has a mind. Right. Okay. Yeah. That kind of thing. And one thing is quite clever is, obviously, Kagan goes to court. Elizabeth can't be there, of course, because obviously she's, you know, she's a woman. Even though women are there at the trial, but a genteel lady cannot be there. No. Elizabeth does all the investigating, digging herself, okay? Is little callbacks to other characters in Pride and Prejudice, okay? But this is about the Bidwell's baby that belonged to Wickham, okay? Louisa was desperate to find a good and loving home for Georgie, the baby, and that was why she had come to me, and I was glad to help. You may remember, madam, my speaking of my brother's widow, Mrs. Goddard, who was for some years has kept a Stetson school in Highbury. One of her parlour boarders, Miss Harriet Smith, married a local farmer, Robert Martin, and is very happily settled. They have 3 daughters and a son, but the doctor has told her it is unlikely that any further children can be expected, as she and her husband are anxious to have another son as playmate to their own. Mr. and Mrs. Knightley of Donwell Abbey are the most important couple in Highbury, and Mr. Knightley is a friend of Miss Martin, has always taken a keen interest in her children. So basically, the baby, okay, Wickham's baby is now going to be passed on to Harriet, who's an Emma. Wickham also, this was quite nice in a way, he also had a job working with the father in Mansfield Park, okay, with so, it's Mansfield Park? Persuasion. No, that's not Persuasion. With the family in Persuasion, okay? So, yeah, little touches on that. It was good. This was turned into a TV show a couple of years ago, but I don't actually remember it. It was more from Elizabeth's point of view. And there's some little bits how Elizabeth feels about her family and her siblings. But when they're not even shown, it just seems like a wasted opportunity. I get that P.D. James is a detective novelist, and she did pass on a few years ago, and my condolences, okay? But at the same time, a little bit more of what is going on with the world of, you know, Elizabeth Bennet's family, Darcy's family. It just seems like a waste opportunity. There's a thing with Lady Catherine de Bower who reveals that her daughter was passed on a few years earlier. But more of that, if you understand. It was good and I liked it. However, I wanted more character development over a detective drama exposition, because it's very kind of hard, especially with established characters like this, to actually make this kind of story. However, the world of Pemberley I did enjoy. P.D. James wrote that very, very well, so I do recommend it. At the same time, I wanted more of it. Okay, so, start off here, YouTubers, and bye now.